everybody, I'm Joey Paul and I'm an indie author and welcome back to my channel. I write young adult fiction across a variety of genres, and if you think that might interest you, then think about subscribing below. I also have a coffee shop with signed paperbacks and swag, which is also linked below. So I'm someone who can juggle multiple projects at a time. It's something I've talked about before, and I will try and link that video up in the cards. But I also know that for some writers, they just can't balance 2 drafting projects or 4 different revision projects, and that's okay, that's valid, but then they have the issue with deciding what to work on. I thought that I would give you some tips on how I decide that and how you might be able to narrow it down for yourself. Number 1, excitement. Whenever I get a new idea, there's this burst of excitement as I think about where this story is going to go. It's really only when that excitement lasts after a few weeks or months that I know that this story is something I need to be working on right now. And sometimes it's a good way to work out what you should be working on. Whether that's drafting or revising or editing, having some thrill at getting to work on that project can help decide if that's where your energy should be spent. Well, yes, sometimes that excitement fades and you can't just drop a project halfway through. Other times it comes back the deeper you get into the story. So when I'm deciding on the next project to work on, excitement will play a part, and the same can be applied to your work and any projects you're weighing up on. It's not the only factor, but for me, it's one that I very much enjoy having. There's not much worse than having a project that I do not want to be working on, because I feel like that leaks into the words themselves, but that's just me. Number 2, urgency. There's always going to be some projects that have some urgency behind them, whether that's deadlines, which I'll talk about more in a moment, or whether that's just the need to get them out on the page. When drafting, urgency can play a big part for me. If it's a project that's been on the back burner for a while, then I can't help but wonder if I will lose the excitement for that project if I don't get back to it soon. Urgency doesn't have to mean it's a deadline. It can just be that you want to jump back into that world or those characters and see where it goes and how to sharpen it, how to tighten it, and how to bring about the polished work that you see it being. While with urgency there can be less of that excitement, it doesn't change the fact that it can, for me at least, help me make the choice on what to work on. Number 3, deadlines. Ah yes, we all know this one. It's the one where you kind of don't have a choice about working on this project. While it can be tied to a different kind of urgency, it's true that deadlines can make that decision for you, and it can lead to a harder time of things. Because I'm indie, I'm usually the one that sets those deadlines. You can always change them, but I'm pretty careful about making sure that the only deadlines I set are ones for publication and therefore the editing cycle. If you're a trad pub, then I can't speak for those deadlines, but they do feel along a similar vein. If you need to have the book polished and with an editor or uploaded for pre-order, then you need to get your butt in the chair and get to work on it. This is something that can and has ruined the excitement part of writing, but at the same time, I do mostly fall back in love with the story as I go, and it's nice to see how far it's come along the way. And number 4, comfort. I've not done this in a long while, but I did used to have projects that were more for my own comfort than because I planned to go any further with them. To be honest, my debut was a book I wrote because the themes and story was something I wanted to explore, and it had been in my head since my own school days, and I wanted to finally lose myself in writing it. There can be projects who only exist to provide you with an escape, with some comfort, and while I dabble sometimes in fanfic for that reason, they don't always have to end up being published. If you have a comfort project and you want to dip in and out of it, that's valid, and it's completely okay to make that your focus should you only have the time and energy to do so. So there we go, that's how I go about deciding on what projects to work on. Like I said, I work on multiple projects at a time, but I know that's not for everybody. At the moment I'm working on 4 revision projects, or is it 5? I can't remember, and doing proof edits, so it's really just about finding what works for you and making sure that you're staying on deadline, and also making sure you're filling your creative well and doing what works for you best. So how do you decide what project to work on? Let me know in the comments down below. So that's all I've got time for today. If you want to support my channel, you can comment, like, or subscribe. I post new videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media, and my books are available everywhere. You can also support me in my coffee shop, and you can also sign up for my newsletter. And don't forget to pre-order Cramming Chronicles The Fourth Torment, which is the 4th in the young adult urban fantasy series. And if you do pre-order, don't forget to grab the swag. All the links for which are listed below. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep writing. Bye.